Hi, I'm Ryan with Affinity.com. I'm here to talk today about nutritional labels. I've gotten a lot of questions around what is a nutritional label, how do you read it? And it's very important that you understand how to read a nutritional label in order to be successful in your diet. So we're going to go ahead and cover that today. So we'll start off by going over the serving size. All right, so we have some almonds here, and I'm going to go ahead and use this as our example to fully understand the serving size and serving size per package. So the first thing when I look on the back of it, every product is going to have nutritional fact on the back. And it'll look just like this right here. Now if we look at the almonds, you can see the serving size is 1 ounce, and then it also says 28 almonds. So 1 ounce is equivalent to about 28 almonds. Now if we look at the serving per package, there's going to be, you have your serving size, which is basically the size of 1 serving. And then the servings per package is how many total. So you may have, so for example, almonds there's 14. So we would expect there to be 14 ounces total here, which is at 14 ounces. So that's the breakup of it. So it's very important when you're reading a nutritional label to understand when you look at just the serving size, it's very important to also look at the servings per package, because if you eat, for example, the whole thing of this is going to be, you're going to have to times everything by 14, since there's a total of 14 servings per package. So it's extremely important to look at. Next we have the total fat, which is at 16 grams, and then that's broken down into saturated, trans, polyunsaturated, monounsaturated. And then you have the cholesterol, the sodium, potassium, and then total carbs. So carbs, you're going to notice one thing with carbs. They have it broken down into dietary fiber, which is 3 grams, and then also the sugar. So that's one thing that you look at. A lot of things you'll see will say net carbs, and net carbs is basically they're taking the total carbs minus any dietary fiber, and they'll give you a net carb. So some of them may say 5 net carbs, and you may see 10 on the label, and that's because there's also 5 dietary fiber in there, which is they're basically minusing out. And then lastly you have the protein. And then at the very bottom we can see it's broken out by the different vitamins that are in there. So we have vitamin A is actually at 0, but it does have some calcium at 8% and iron at 6%. Alright, now we're going to look at Bolthouse Farms. This is their Blue Goodness. Now this is a total of 15.2 ounces. Now if we go to the back and we look at the nutritional facts, again located on the back, we can see that the serving size is 8 fluid ounces. Now the serving size per container, there's approximately 2. So again, when you're reading through this, if it says that 170 calories, that is again per serving. So you'd actually have to double that. So you'd be looking at 340 calories if you drink this whole thing. And again, that's very important when you're going through and you're looking at these, is to make sure that you're looking at that serving size per container. Because it can be misleading if you look at some of the products, they may say, oh, it's only 100 calories. Well, that's again if you eat a very small serving size. So that's one thing to be cautious of. And for this, again, it's 15.2 ounces, almost 16. It's something that's, most drinks are actually going to be, like if you get a soda in a similar type of container, it's going to be in the plastic bottles. They're usually 16.9 or 20 ounces. So you have to be very careful when you're reading those, because they may be only looking at 8 ounces. So you may have close to 3 servings per actual drink. So always keep that in mind when you're looking at these. Alright, then the last thing I wanted to cover was around food that doesn't have a nutritional label. And one of the big areas that you'll find no nutritional labels on the actual product is going to be the fruits and vegetables. So what you can do for that, most stores actually have it located, usually right below the product, that'll have the nutritional information. But you can also use my app by typing in the information. So if you type in blackberries, for example, it says for 1 serving, there's 144 grams, 62 calories per serving, and then also 1 gram of fat, 2 grams of protein, 8 grams of fiber, and 14 grams of carbs. Now, one of the easiest ways, for example, if you're just going to want half of these, or just half a serving, what you could do is you could use, instead of a full cup, you'd use a half a cup, and then you would basically just blackberries in here until it's approximately level. And then that would be your serving size. So this is another great tool to use if you have your cup, your half cup sitting around. It's a very accurate way to measure it. Another option would be if you look at the, they're all fairly the same size. So if we know that there's, for example, 340 grams, and let's say, just to make things simple, there's 10 blackberries in there. We know that there's 34 grams for each blackberry. And that's another way of looking at the nutritional facts. You can try to use that, dividing or multiplying it to determine how many calories it is. And I hope you enjoyed this video about nutritional labels, and hopefully next time you head to the store you'll be a little bit more aware of what you're getting. And check out our other videos or visit afitney.com.